Over the weekend, I've actually been in massive debate with people on Twitter over the Copeland result, and the fact that a few people I was exchanging tweets with still say that Corbyn should resign. But what do you think? Should Corbyn now resign after the results at Copeland? Let us all know in the comments below what you think. I still don't think he should. I said in my last video, the kind of people that want an involvement with Labour and the connections that they have. This tweet in particular came as a surprise. It's not the 70s. Times change, as do the face of politics and the direction people want to move in. If you continue to look to the past and how it's been, how on earth are we ever going to move forward? This is another tweet that left me baffled. Now I'm guessing and I'm kind of hoping that many of you out there want to save the NHS, and this particular tweet is right. But how can Corbyn save the NHS if we don't get behind him? We have to get behind him to enable him, someone, to save it. He isn't a good leader, some are saying. How can you be what's deemed as a good leader when the people you are leading are hell-bent on bringing you down? You could have every policy that is good, that's known to man, that would bring about world peace. If you don't have a team that is behind you, you are almost deemed failed unless you change that team. It's called the Positive Mastermind Group, very popular in business. But my question is this: what kind of Labour do you actually want? One that was like Tony Blair's Labour? That didn't go very well. One that was like Gordon Brown's Labour? Well, that didn't go very well either. Who could we have as a new Labour leader? Sadiq Khan? Somehow I don't think that will work. Hilary Benn? Well, I've pointed out already in the past, he has taken donations. He is a member of the Committee of 300. And have a look around for that, by the way. He has attended Bilderberg meetings, and some of you might already know what that is. But what about Owen Smith coming back to the table? This tweet hits the nail on the head. But we already have someone in place with the policies that I'm hoping most of us want. If you don't, then why don't you? Why go through the rigmarole of having to get someone else in place? That's someone trying to appeal to the public, get to know the policies that people want. The hard work is already done. It's not Corbyn we're getting behind, it's the policies. The policies that I'm under the impression make this country great. We all know Labour's policy on social housing. The Conservatives are now trying to promote, once again, the right to buy, further widening, in my view, a tiered class status. Now, I asked this question a number of times, one tweeter in particular, and he didn't answer me and hasn't exchanged tweets with me since. My other question is this, and feel free to give me a reply. How much longer does this go on for? Seriously, how many more generations does this go on for? We have a leader at the moment in Labour that, okay, might not be a shouting monster, but there is something there. Let's help him out. Or is it just the fact that many people moan and grumble, but they want someone in that does all the work for them? Because really, although they moan, they really can't be asked to put in the effort to come together to make themselves heard and get behind someone that may or may not need just a little bit of gentle persuasion. Or it could be that someone like Corbyn isn't shouting and raving because he hopes it will stir people to come together as a result. But watch this little video.
Going towards campaigning for this party.
You'll be leader in 2020 without...
I'm carrying on as leader because I'm determined that we will deliver social justice in this country. We will end the misery of people sleeping on our streets and children growing up in disgusting and disgraceful poverty and growing levels of inequality promoted by a Tory government that frankly doesn't care.
Definitely the leader in 2020.
I've given you a very, very clear answer, yes.
Apparently that was Corbyn losing it. If you missed it, I'll show you it again.
I've given you a very, very clear answer, yes.
If that's losing it, then I'll lose it every minute of every day. It's a facial contortion that lasts, I would say, about 4 seconds. Hardly losing it, I would say. And this is what we are dealing with. It takes an average 3 months for people to believe a lie that is told over and over again. It's called the illusion of truth effect, and that is what is happening in the media. They keep saying Corbyn is a bad leader, and people are starting to believe it. Take this for example. This is an excerpt from a psychology paper. Now, I've been looking into psychology for the last 3 or 4 years and how the mind works, but here it is. Repetition is effective almost across the board when people are paying little attention. But when they are concentrating and the argument is weak, the effect disappears. In other words, it's no good repeating a weak argument to people who are listening carefully. But if people aren't motivated to scrutinise your arguments carefully, then repeat away with abandon. The audience will find the argument more familiar and therefore more persuasive. How do you leave a nation unmotivated? Cuts. Cuts to pay, cuts to benefits, cuts to the very services they depend on. What do they then become focused on? The mere act of survival. It's happening, people, and it's happening right in front of our face. You just got to know what to look for. News reporters across the day repeat the same 2 to 3 negative stories. You feel fearful. You fear you're going to lose your job. You won't be able to put food on the table. Then, and only then, they will feed your subconscious with whatever they want you to think. And now it's happening. I've been there. I used to be one of those people that worried about everything. Then a friend introduced me to a book. It doesn't matter what book it was, but that led me to other information and other books. And no, it wasn't 1984. Yes, I'm called crazy sometimes, but that's because what's been happening over the last 10 to 20 years is so ingrained in people's thinking, and anything outside that seems so incomprehensible. Anything's different is seen as crazy. We have someone in place. Let's help him. Let's do it together, and let's do it now, because united we really can have a better society and a better political system. Agree with what was said? Let us all know in the comments below. I really do feel this is a community of ideas now. Out of them ideas will come a eureka moment. Click the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.